I grew up in church where pastors would always tell you to turn to your neighbor to say something. But nowadays, these pastors are going to cause a fight in the church. I mean, Bishop William Murphy was very adamant about bumping your neighbor.
Neighbor, just bump your neighbor. Say, scoot over, scoot over. Well, my gift is making room for me. Y'all, you didn't bump them. Bump them, bump them, bump them, bump. They in your space. Bump them.
And he made it sound very aggressive. Saints, don't physically attack anyone. Now, as I stated, I came from an era where preachers would have you to turn to your neighbor, and singers would do it too, so you can connect with someone. I don't know if you want to call it breaking the ice, but I think it was for shouting and dancing purposes.
Well, I want you to find a neighbor to connect with, because the Bible is that B flat. The Bible says if 2 or 3 touch and agree, it shall be done. Find somebody to connect with. Now, if they can't get a prayer through, find somebody else.
I would make sure I went to someone who I know is going to shout. I didn't want to go to anyone dead, so to speak, because it would have made me look like an idiot if I would have grabbed somebody's hand and I'm dancing and shouting. They stand there looking at me like an idiot. I could see turn to your neighbor to say 1 or 2 words, but a whole paragraph.
Look at your neighbor and say, I don't know where you are in the mess, but God's getting ready to give you a shout, to bring a miracle.
I love you, Duranda, but that's entirely too much talking to somebody I don't know. Then you have the preacher who tells you to go on repeat.
Tell somebody I'm coming back with power. Tell somebody I'm coming back with power. Look at somebody and say, I'm coming back with power.
Maybe he thinks their comprehension is low. Then you have that preacher who likes for you to prophesy to your neighbor.
Your neighbor's success, just jump up and tell them it's already done.
I don't mind giving someone good news. You never know what they're going through. You know, talking to your neighbor is common practice in this church. I mean, the musician went with the preacher on every note.
And why don't you just lean over and clap your neighbor by the hand?
Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think in the comment section.